Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Today we will be looking at the Communication Skills Syllabus for 2020. This presentation will take you through some of the general information on when candidates can enter for these exams, who the syllabus is for, and the skills that are developed, what the syllabus has to offer, sample tasks at each level, discussing what the requirements are and the expectations, and extra support information that is available for candidates and teachers to help them prepare for these exams. So let's look at what the syllabus has to offer. The specifications firstly come into effect from the 1st of September 2020. The Communication Skills Syllabus from 2010 is valid until the 31st of August 2020, when it will be withdrawn. The 2019 Communication Skills Syllabus will also be withdrawn on the 31st of August 2020 to be replaced by this new 2020 edition. Please note that there are no changes in requirements between the 2019 and 2020 versions. This particular version, though, does have a lot of support material additionally available to students and teachers that help understand the subject a lot better. The aim of the syllabus specifications is to encourage teachers and young people to use these qualifications as a stepping stone towards becoming confident presenters and articulate individuals. The syllabus is accessible and inclusive, with an emphasis on the individual personality, interests, and abilities. The syllabus has clear objectives at every grade, provides candidates with as much opportunity as possible to engage with authentic performance and rehearsal experiences, and provides clear guidance and signposting to support teachers and students when preparing for the exams. When we look at the skills covered in the syllabus, there is a whole range of them, from presentation skills to critical thinking and problem solving, planning and preparation, research and reflection, verbal and non-verbal communication skills, conversation and discussion, persuasion and negotiation, the use of equipment and materials to aid communication, and of course, interpersonal communication as well. The objective of the Communication Skills Syllabus is to present candidates with practical, creative tasks that reflect real-world situations, enabling them to develop invaluable 21st century skills and make real progress in both education and the workplace. They assess candidates' abilities to deliver talks and presentations, to develop and express their own ideas, and to listen, assimilate information, and respond appropriately in discussions on familiar and unfamiliar topics. This is what the syllabus should look like. I hope you have one in your hand. Now we will begin to discuss the layout of the syllabus. The exam requirements are laid out on the page with the assessment criteria and attainment descriptors alongside, so that the teacher and the candidate can very clearly see the following: what the candidate needs to do in an exam, the maximum marks awarded for each task, any considerations that need to be noted for each task in the notes section, page references for extra guidance on the task, what skills are being assessed, the level of skill needed to achieve the different pass levels. Each of the grades also have clear assessment criteria and attainment descriptors, which provides insight for teachers and candidates on the expectations and what the examiner is looking for at each level. When we look at the tasks of this syllabus, we see that they're split into the following types: prepared talks and presentations, impromptu tasks, for instance, unseen text of speeches and scenarios, and finally, the reflection with the examiner. This, of course, happens in the solo exams. Let's look now at what a prepared talk and presentation would look like at the entry and foundation levels, which is basically between grades initial, 1, 2, and 3. So the purpose of the prepared talks and presentation tasks is to assess candidates' ability to prepare and present information in a concise and appropriate manner that is showing awareness of audience and environment. The aim is to convey a particular topic or message in a manner that is engaging and persuasive, yet still conveying a sense of spontaneity and personal interest. The most effective work is that which has been well prepared, but which has some inner life and energy in the way that it is communicated. At the entry and foundation grades, the presentations are intended to be shared informally. Here, we are really encouraging young people to talk from a personal point of view in a conversational and natural way. Let's look at an example. In grade 1, task 2, the candidate here gives a talk about one of the following topics: a remarkable person, or their favorite holiday, or their favorite activity. The aim is to provide information that informs the audience why it is that they like that person, or the place, or the activity. Here at the foundation level, we're really encouraging confidence in sharing ideas and opinions. At this level, the talk should show some audibility and clarity. There should be an ability to communicate ideas with some meaning and understanding, and with an awareness of both the audience, with a sense of time as well. When we look at another example, and this is from grade 3, task 2, here we see that the candidate will give a talk about one of the following topics: why I am concerned about something, or why I would like to see more of or less of something in the world, or why I think something should be banned. Now, as the candidate moves higher up the grades, the aim is not just to convey why they feel strongly about something, but also to persuade the audience to agree with them, take action, or make a change themselves. They might be trying to create a cultural shift, or simply get the audience to see that their point of view is the right approach. Therefore, in the task, the candidate might give a talk about global warming, or too much junk food in the young person's diet, or bullying, all from their own point of view and using their own reference points. By this level, they should be speaking with some confidence on these issues and demonstrate the ability to put their own ideas in some logical order. At this level, the talk should show a range of vocal skills used with some meaning and expression. The candidate should show an awareness of audience, some confidence in delivering the talk, and an ability to organize, express, and develop their own ideas. After each talk, the examiner will usually ask a few questions about the subject matter to explore the candidate's understanding and their ability to expand on ideas. This is very much framed in the manner of a conversation, in order to develop the appropriate skills alongside confidence in sharing ideas and opinions, so that the examiner can also relate with the candidate. Here, the examiner might ask, can you give me an example of an impact of this issue? Or what might have happened if we don't do anything about this issue? Or can you elaborate or expand upon? When we look at the prepared talks and presentations at the higher grades, at the intermediate and advanced levels, which is from grades 4 to 8, here we see that candidates deliver presentations which are more formal than the initial and foundation level grades. They should over here be structured with a clear introduction and conclusion, and show development skill in planning, persuading the audience, with a great emphasis on the importance and the value of the topic. So here the examiner is looking for a natural and spontaneous style of delivery. There should be a sense of ownership and personal interest here, and also an element of the candidate's own research presented with their own style. Let's take the example of grade 5, task 1. The candidate gives a presentation in support of a particular cause or charity. Here the candidates are assessed on their ability to organize and express their ideas and views, with an increased emphasis on how they use appropriate vocal and physical skills to communicate with the audience. They are also assessed on their ability both to organize and summarize information, and to present it in a persuasive way. As mentioned earlier, one of the key objectives of the syllabus is to give candidates authentic real-world experiences, encouraging them to talk about issues that are close to their hearts and presenting them in ways that are similar to a real-world scenario. The best work is seen when the candidates have invested time and research in exploring a topic which inspires them or has great significance for them. At this level, the presentation should show a range of integrated verbal and non-verbal skills used persuasively. The candidates should be secure in their understanding of the topic, have a confident engagement with the audience, and an ability to organize and develop ideas, including rationale. After the presentation, this is followed by the examiner asking questions through an exploratory conversation in order to get further information. Questions at this level will be encouraging the candidate to expand a little more on the topic of their presentation, developing the idea, and to think about the project in wider terms. So for example, where the candidate presents about working with a non-profit organization or NGO, helping young people to enjoy physical activities and make good lifestyle choices, the examiner might ask, can you tell me a little bit more about the background of this organization? Or can you give me an example of a success story or some idea of the impact of the work you are doing? Or can you tell me more about how donations will be spent? We now come to a shift, and this is the second kind of task wherein it's the more impromptu set of tasks. So here we have various scenarios that are presented to a candidate and unseen texts. So the unseen texts and scenarios assess a candidate's ability to assimilate information quickly and engage spontaneously. They will be responding to questions with confidence, showing ability to analyze a topic with a maturity of approach. In these tasks, candidates will also be demonstrating knowledge of communication skills and techniques as a wholesome 360 perspective. So let's take an example. In grade 6, task 3, the candidate discusses with the examiner the content and delivery of the text of a speech provided by the examiner 15 minutes before the exam. Now, this task encourages and assesses a candidate's skills in reflection, analysis of the language and message of the text, and the ability to understand how to bring it to life using vocal and physical skills. So, for example, a candidate may be shown the text of Dr. Ken Robinson's TED Talk, Do Schools Kill Creativity? Now, here the examiner may then ask the candidate the following questions. What specific vocal or language techniques did he use to convey his message? Or what techniques has he used to engage his audience? Who is the audience? Which parts of the speech could be emphasized? What specific visual or physical techniques might he have used to convey his message? And of course, do you think he was successful in conveying his message, and why? So at this level, the candidate should interact confidently with the examiner, showing an ability to be able to organize, express, and develop their own ideas, informed by a secure understanding of communication and communication skills. Let's look at another example, grade 7 and task 2. Here, the candidate discusses with the examiner the content and delivery of the text of an advertisement provided by the examiner 15 minutes before the exam. Now, this task encourages and assesses candidate skills in analyzing the message that needs to be conveyed and the most appropriate and creative methods that could be used to convey the message. An advertisement is the ultimate in persuasive speech. It is always selling a product to a very specific recipient. So the candidate may be asked questions on who is the person speaking the advertisement? If you were to create an instant character type, who might that be? Who is the perfect recipient for a product like this? Or what language is used to particularly connect with this perfect recipient? Or does the candidate perceive this most effectively as a visual performance or an audio one in the advertisement? And what kind of background effects or music might enhance the effectiveness of the cell, which are not already scripted? So where the presentation tasks encourage candidates to talk about how they might present their own material to engage and persuade an audience, these sight reading tasks encourage candidates to analyze how communication skills are used to engage an audience and to reflect on how successful they might be, creating a 360-degree approach to an understanding of communication skills. We now finally come to the third kind of task. And here we talk about the reflection. So at grades 4 and 5, there is a reflection task, which is a development on the discussion section of the earlier grades. So this task is brought in at the intermediate level to enable candidates to be reflective at the midpoint in their skills development for the grades. So here they discuss presentation skills as well as demonstrating them. And here candidates engage in a discussion with the examiner on their presentations, exploring how the candidates have prepared their work. This discussion will include why the candidates have chosen the particular topic and how vocal and physical skills were used to communicate ideas. Here, an examiner will ask questions which are specific to each presentation, providing an opportunity for the candidate to compare their two presentations, thinking about the way that delivery was different according to the choice of topics and audience. This syllabus also offers very interesting midpoint markers in the form of performance certificates. So for solo candidates who may not necessarily want a graded qualification, but who would welcome the experience offered within this option, there are the performance certificates. There are 3 performance certificates, and these are designed for candidates who prefer to focus solely on preparing and delivering a program of presentation work. So as a way for candidates to consolidate their presentation skills at the end of each level, and before moving up to the next level, a candidate may choose to do a performance certificate. They may also choose to do a performance certificate when they're moving through grades quite quickly and therefore would like an extra step before moving to the next level. You can see in the syllabus that we have included examples of the kinds of topics and issues that candidates could prepare presentations and talks on. But of course, being a Trinity College London syllabus, you will realize they're given a lot of freedom to explore the topics which inspire and interest them. We now talk a little bit about the exam guidance. So as mentioned earlier, the layout of the revised syllabus aims to provide clear and supportive guidance for teachers, and the last pages of the syllabus specification contains some supporting information for each type of task within the grades. The website also contains a lot of additional resources and material to support both teachers and students. Over here, you would find sample texts. You could also find tips and presentation skills in general, which we hope will help candidates expand their skills outside of the exam room. And of course, we will keep adding to this page, so please do continue to keep coming back and looking at the resources page. We're working towards also including sample exam videos. So this website is, of course, updated quite frequently. So please, like I said, do come back and check with us. My name is Dale, and I thank you for joining us. And I look forward to you experiencing the joy of a communication skills exam. Thank you.